I'm Ayla.
I'm Mickey.
And I'm Aaron, aka Be Lucky.
You're watching
MD90.
That's right. And we the unapologetic
Nomadic. I'm Ayla.
I'm Mickey.
And I'm Aaron, aka Be Lucky.
You're watching
MD90.
That's right. And we the unapologetic
Nomadic.
Well, the conversation seems to be dominating 2026. So former President Edgar Chagalungu put up this statement to say, in 2026, we shall surely constitute a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to bring national healing and societal justice. We cannot abandon our one Zambia, one nation in this fashion. Let's continue to pray for our only motherland. So he's simply saying in 2026, when the UKA Alliance comes into government, they are going to constitute that commission to look at national unity or reconciliation. Obviously, people left colorful comments on that statement. But in other news, as you may be aware, Joseph Malanji is having a number of court cases. So the one that seems to be dominating the nation's conversation recently is the one to deal with the two choppers that he had bought allegedly. And then more information has just come out based off Mukeleva's update from the courts. So Kalemba says, Lungu gave Joseph Malanji a presidential jet for Turkey trip. The former President Edgar Chagalungu released the presidential jet to his Foreign Affairs Minister Joe Malanji after sanctioning his errands trip to Morocco and Turkey in 2020 to 2021. So that's according to Mukelevai. And then obviously Malanji is in court for that presidential, that jet that you see up there allegedly, and there's another one. So they are positioned in different places, but this is a case that is still in court, still developing. And then Munia Zulu issued a view because it's been trending the past couple of days. So Lumezi, Member of Parliament, had this to say. So he says, I hope the UPND media houses will also cover the cross-examination in the Malanji case. They like to create hype when witnesses are making submissions and then go mute. So he simply says the same attention that Joseph Malanji case is being given should be maintained throughout the case when people start getting cross-examined. And then last I checked, the court or the judicial system should have approved for certain cases that of public interest to be held on camera, meaning cameras can be allowed. And then what you've seen in many nations, I think in Africa, the one that dominates that should be South Africa and Kenya, where you see if a case is of public interest, there are cameras that are allowed in it so that the public is updated of what's going on. They get the full context and like getting people's opinions. So that's what Muniazu is saying. I mean, let's keep the same energy, energy that is being given to the Malanji case should be maintained throughout the lifetime of the case. And then the state awards 10.2 million to 12 UPND members for forced imprisonment. So Emmanuel Mambat put up this article that was published by Taonga Tembo in the News Diggers newspaper. So they says 12.7 to the UPND cadres, says Emmanuel Mwamba there. So state awards 17 UPND members 600,000 each for forced imprisonment. The state has agreed to award 17 UPND members 600,000 kwacha each as damages for forced imprisonment through a consent judgment. The state will pay the plaintiffs 800,000 kwacha in legal fees. In June last year, 17 UPND members sued the state in the Osaka High Court demanding 12.550 million kwacha there. So and then they've decided to settle on 10.2 there. So UPND has been given that money, or the people that were imprisoned on false allegations, according to that consent judgment there. So that's news from the court. And then obviously, this is from the UPND, they say 2026 will be a walkover and we have no opposition. So the United Party for National Development, UPND, says it's currently has no serious opposition, and the country is and that 2026 general elections will be a walkover. So the ruling party's consultant, Max Mukwe, stated that the country needs a completely new opposition party, which can come with a new crop of politicians, because the current ones are not able to offer any tangible threat to the UPND. So the person that issued that statement, that is the one on the left there, speaking to President Hakainde Hichilema. They are so simply saying the UPND are very confident that the 2026 elections will be a walkover because the current crop of opposition is not a threat. That's according to Max Mukwe. And then the police have summoned a material member of parliament. So Zambia police summoned a material member of parliament, Mao Sampa, over remarks of Society House and the building of Afri Light bought by ZNBC. So if you remember, Mao Sampa put up a number of articles with regard to certain purchases that he says certain property is being sold, and then that's why the police have summoned him for. So, and then Munia Zulu said, Honorable Mao Sampa to appear before police headquarters tomorrow, lawlessness in gear 3, and Chavinga to have a convention. So what Munia is simply saying there to say, if you remember, Mao Sampa held a convention which made him to form the second part of the PF, which expelled those 9 MPs. Now they are in court for those issues. But the person that he had formed that second branch with, who's Chavinga, they fell off when Mao Sampa allegedly of some sort reconciled with Edgar Lungu. And then now Munia Zulu is alleging to say once Mao Sampa appears before court, before the police that have summoned him, there is a likelihood that Chavinga is going to hold his own version of the convention, just like Mao Sampa held, which will form that version of the PF, meaning we're going to have 3 versions of the PF. One for Edgar Lungu, one Mao Sampa, and then alleged Chavinga there, according to Munia Zulu. Let's wait and see how that that police appearance of Mao Sampa tomorrow plays out. But as things stand, the police have summoned Mao Sampa to go and explain himself or certain articles that he put up or certain publications. What is Saka High Court grants Kasanda freedom? So if you remember, when the case came up for hearing, Judge Geoffrey Mulenga released Kasanda on condition that he surrenders his passport to the clerk of the court. So Kasanda has been in police custody for a year now. This is the God scandal case, if you remember, the one that happened at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. So he was released on in fact, it's even published in here. So businessman was accused of robbing. I want a part where they say he was released on the 20th. Yes, Kasanda was rearrested on the 20th of August 2024, hours after the state was forced to discharge him by way of no prosecution, following the refusal of Judge Shilombo to adjourn the case so that the complainant, Michael and those are the Egyptians, could prove his allegations of having been robbed. So those Egyptians were released and they went to Egypt, so they were not appearing, and that's the reason why Kasanda was released then. But then he just got home. It should have been just a couple of hours. He was rearrested, and then after being rearrested, he demanded that Ibex Hill police station take him to court, and then once he appeared before court, that's where he was granted that. I don't know if it's a bail or, but yeah, pretty much he was released on condition that he submits his passport, which he did. So yeah, at least he spent the night today at home. Let's see how that that case proceeds further on. But as things stand, Kasanda is at home as of yesterday, and no new updates have happened since then. Maybe you'll be appearing from home. You'll be appearing in court from home. I'll keep you updated of how that plays out. What is the East African leaders unite to support Raila Odinga for AU bid? So So they want Raila Odinga. This is the main opposition guy in Kenya. And even Ruto there, you can see President Ruto and the number Tanzanian president, you can see Museveni and Sudanese president there. Pretty much everyone has united to endorse Raila Odinga's chairmanship of the African Union. So that was reported by Emmanuel Mwamba there. And then in the Daily Nation, UTH in crisis, and then UPND's 2021 mandate eroded, and then we are not ECO's proxies. So that's in the case where certain properties were forfeited to the state, and then there was a conversation to say they are owned by Edgar Chagalungu in the background. So that's according to the news, Daily Nation update there. Whilst the Master newspaper says, we do not need Mutati and Mwimbu to publicly threaten everyone, says Mwansa. So earlier on, Minister of Home Affairs and Technology, Jack Mwimbu and Felix Mutati had a press briefing where they updated the nation. Mostly it was in response to Edgar Lungu's statement that he made in Samfia, where you're simply saying civil servants that are doing things that are not right are going to be followed in their homes and stuff like that. So that's where that statement is coming from. That's the news, ladies and gentlemen.